All voices are welcome and no experience is required to be a part of the Fiercely OK weekly song circles, led by Steph and Paul Barton. Steph and Paul join me to talk about nourishing wellness through song and belonging. Welcome, guys. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks so much for having us.
Fiercely OK. Give me an overview of this, because there's a connection between music and mental health here. So maybe, Steph, you want to start?
I would say I grew up with some mental health challenges, and they're never diagnosed. So I called it anxiety. It's like palpitations of the heart and a general sense of like I'm about to be tested, like an exam is coming up. And I find a lot of relief in being able to talk to people about that and finding people with shared experience. And I also grew up singing, actually, in contemporary choirs here in Kingston, and noticed how much joy and connection that brought me. And further down the line, discovered community singing, where it was all about the connection and not so much about sounding good. And there was such a place there to bring songs that connected with what humans experience in our messy human experiences, songs about grief and joy. And it was a little down the line again that I discovered this mantra of fiercely okay, which is kind of in line with the it's okay to not be okay mantra. Like, I'm anxious and I'm okay. I am having a hard day and I'm okay. I'm joyful and I'm okay. And find that music really connects us to that okayness. So, yeah, it just made sense to bring all of it together. I really love bringing people together in a space where we can just be honest about how we're doing. I can do that as a leader and pave the way for others to also be honest about how they're doing, and then we can sing about it. The beautiful thing about music is that it can connect with any part of the human experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that. So you're coming at it from a background of therapy, psychotherapy. Paul, your background is a little bit more in music. Now, I understand that you're a couple, so this is it's a co-venture here. But maybe, Paul, if you can give me a sense of your background and how you find that connection between mental health and music, being a musician yourself.
Yeah, well, I grew up playing instruments, guitar, drums, stuff like that. I got a music degree from Humber, learned how to play jazz, but never, at a certain point, I started to question why I was doing all of this music playing, what's the point of it? And similar to Steph, when I discovered this community singing thing where people of all abilities get together, and it's not about sounding good and making sure you're singing properly, it's just about the benefits of singing. I found that being in that space felt way more meaningful than me performing to an audience who's just listening. So I found, I was kind of hooked on that. And I think just the benefits of music are just amplified when everyone is participating in making the music rather than a performer making the music for an audience to listen.
You had mentioned the idea of mental hygiene. What is the importance of making sure we keep our mental health in check these days?
I like the idea of mental hygiene because it's not something that we need to wait until there's a crisis to do. Like, everyone, whether they identify as having a mental health problem or not, can participate in something like this because it keeps them healthy in the long run. It's like brushing your teeth.
Steph, give me a sense of what happens then when you're doing your programming. Give me a walkthrough about what someone can expect.
Sometimes I like to talk about it a little bit like a yoga class because I think it's like the closest thing to it. We come in, there's a circle of chairs. The circle is really important. Like, we're all equals in this circle. We're singing at Chalmers United Church right now, so accessible entrances, and anybody can access the space. We've got chairs set up. We've got name tags right now. They're little birdies. We invite people to write their pronouns on them if they want to, but it's optional. We sing an opening song, something that helps us just like get settled in the space, kind of like a warm-up. We take a time to do a check-in so that we can hear everyone's names. That feels really important. People have a chance to share their pronouns if they want to share them. That feels really important too. We often ask a little check-in question that's a reflection of what's happening in nature right now. For example, leaves are falling, what are you letting go of? One little word that's easy to easy to bring to the circle, but you're always welcome to pass. And then we sing a lot of songs. We sing them in repeat after me style, so you don't need to know a thing about music. Yeah, just like the Birds, everyone can repeat after me. I do believe that. So we teach the songs like that, and they're short and they're simple. We call them pocket songs or song companions. Something that you can remember in your daily life and sing to yourself when you need it most. So we might sing 5 or 6 of those, have another little closing circle, and then a closing song, and then people mingle and they get to know each other. And yeah, people regularly tell us that they feel more grounded when they leave, that they feel more centered, that they feel more okay, that whatever was stressing them out in their daily life has kind of just like melted away. It is that kind of process of coming back to that, like, okay, I was okay all along. Exhale.
Nice.
We're trying to create something weekly, so weekly singing happening at Chalmers United Church, 7 to 8:30 on Wednesdays. We're currently in our fall term. Everyone's welcome, drop-ins are welcome, show up, register in advance, it's all good. There's also a second term starting up in November, it's another 6-week term, and then we're going to keep going through the winter and through the spring, maybe take a break in the summer, but something consistent, a place you can drop in, just count on some recurring community, as we're starting to call it, some revitalization. And then we also have this cool event coming up on October 19th, World Singing Day. Free event, lots of different community leaders are coming together for it to experience the wellness and the joy that comes from singing with people. That's going to be at Next Church from 2 to 4:30.
Nice. Well, it sounds exciting. Thanks so much for coming in today and chatting with me. It sounds like a really interesting field and something that we can all use more of. So thanks so much, guys.
Thanks for having us.